Hello and welcome to a new Manor Lords playthrough. So when we first go to start, you get to pick out your character portrait and coat of arms. Alright, so this is what I'm going to be going with. There's a lot of different options to be had here. You can spend a lot of time customizing your coat of arms however you like, with a lot of different options, which is really fun. But for now, let's dive into the game. So when you first go to set up a game, you'll see that there are 3 different types of scenarios. So the first one, Rise to Prosperity. It says, fulfill the requirements of your citizens, plan and rule your medieval town as you see fit without worrying about combat. Victory conditions, reach the large town settlement level. After that, you may choose to continue in endless mode. So this is good for building without having to worry about raising an army or any combat. The middle one, restoring the peace. The premise is 2 territories in the north are claimed by the illegitimate baron whose castle is located off the map. Bandit camps to reside in the other unclaimed regions. Build and expand at your own pace. When ready, challenge the baron for the northern territories. This is the scenario we're going to go with today. But the third, which is a more difficult option with more combat, is called On the Edge, and the premise is grow your city and raise forces as quickly as you can. The lands are pastured by raiders and undefended settlements will quickly perish. We're not going to be doing that one today. We're going to stick with restoring the peace on default difficulty. These are the settings that you can kind of customize to how you want to play, but we're just going to go with a more default experience. And alright, here we are. We have loaded into our beginning settlement, and we have a new message. Victory condition dominance. Build up your town, your manor, and when ready, press claims towards regions owned by your opponents. Once a claim has been pressed, be ready for battle. Okay. Alright, so a Manor Lord's family needs food and fuel and a roof above their heads to survive. Your supplies are shown up here. So we have 3 months of food and no consumption of fuel, but we do have 20. So if we take a look at our supplies, yeah, we need to get this stuff sheltered immediately. So I'm going to put that up there. And the first thing I'm going to do is come into here and start checking out where we're going to want to put our granary. And before I do that, I'm actually going to go back in here and see where we have our water, where we have fertility. Okay, so we actually have quite a bit of fertility up here. And kind of down here by the pond and over here, so it's not too bad. Everything else is pretty, pretty bad. Right where we have our starting settlement seems like a pretty good place to build though. So, and it's close by to the fish, animals, salt, stone's not too far, so it seems like a good place to start building. So the first building is going to be the granary. It costs 2 timber and 10 stone. Building this will allow my people to bring the food that they produce and store it so it won't spoil. Probably gonna place it like I don't know, maybe like this. So they're gonna immediately go start working on that. And in the meantime, I'm going to start laying out some roads. So the roads are pretty straightforward. Sorry, just reading that, but pretty much just kind of drag it however you want. Lock it into place with a node like that, and then you can start to curve the road. So we're going to kind of have it just connect right up here to this existing King's Road, which you can't really edit, you have to work around those roads. And you're gonna kind of just connect the hitching post up to it and have our people start building the granary. So one thing you will notice is that the building in this game can take quite a while, as you have your people having to come all the way over here, grab the supplies they need, and then bring it to whatever build location you have. So feel free to fast forward the game, try to speed this along. And it looks like we have a new message. And this is a message from Hildebolt von whatever. And it says, I have heard of your renown. I only seek to defend my rights and my honor against those who would wrong me. I hope you will not judge me by the rumors and slanders that some may spread about me. You have no rightful claim to Selbitz and Hofstetten. Alright. So we're going to immediately assign a family to start working at the granary, and you'll see that we now have 1 assigned family and 4 unassigned to continue helping build our little beginning settlement. And the next building that I'm going to do is going to be the storehouse, and I'm going to kind of just put that right next to the granary. And as you can see, they're going to start transporting the food to our granary, and they have these carts and they kind of drag them back and forth from wherever they're going. And as you can see, it's kind of a slow process for them to drag the food back and forth like that. So you're going to want to make sure you have your buildings kind of in central places where they can get to them pretty efficiently. Otherwise, you might run into some problems. But it looks like we haven't... I thought it said something. No, pretty much just telling me to get that in there. So the storehouse is now finished. We're going to have someone work on that for right now. Oh, and that's what it said. I just remembered. It is saying that we need to have a market area for these people to set up shop. So a cool feature of this game is that they offer flexible plots, and as it shows here, you pretty much can like outline where you want your houses to go, and the game will fill it in. And then you can select how many houses you want in that space. So yeah, it's really interesting. It's a really cool part of this game, and the marketplace is an example of this. So I think I might just throw it. Ooh. Something like this. I think I will like that. And then as you can see a fully fleshed out marketplace there, and it's telling you about the different supply and demand. So if you click on your marketplace, you'll see that I have pretty much nothing being offered in it at the moment, and we'll have to wait to supply it until that will start to show up. Just going to put some roads around the marketplace. And yeah, we're currently not working on any construction projects, so let's see what we now need. And it looks like the next project that we're going to want to build is going to be a logging camp. That way we don't run out of timber, and that we can continue to build more projects. So for placing this, I'm going to want to keep this wilderness mostly untouched due to it just having like the pond here and then the animal you don't want to deforest this area too much and encroach on the animals. Over here, though, it seems like a better place for it. It's close by, and there's plenty of trees to pick from, so I might just... I don't know, plop it down. Like that. Run a road right up there. Looks pretty good. And then after that, we're gonna have 2 timber remaining until we can get some more. So I'm thinking that, I mean, we only have 2 months worth of food. Okay, so this is gonna be the next project. There's no construction cost for this, and it will get us some meat. And lucky for us, our starting region has a rich deposit of animals, so we can do a lot of hunting in this area. Thinking that we'll just kind of put, yeah, you don't want it too close to that. Something like that is cool. And so the next building that I want to build is going to be the fisherman's hut. And I want to do this since we have a shoal of fish right here, and it will make my people happy because it will offer a variety of different foods. So probably gonna just kind of nestle this in. Yeah, something like that. I think that would look cool. With a road going to our main street here at the moment. I think that will look really cool. Alright, so now there's not much left to do except kind of wait for them to finish building these projects. And then we can start getting some more timber and building our first houses. So the logging camp has finished, and we're going to assign another family to this to help start getting some more timber for our houses. And one cool thing to note about this game is that the families are all going to share this one ox that you start with. And the ox is pretty much used to transport timber, and I think that's it at the start of the game. So because of that, I'm actually going to relocate this, and relocating this is free. It gives you back the 1 timber that it costs. And we're going to move this right there, just to kind of help grab the logs from the logging camp and kind of speed things along with that. Alright, looks like they have finished up the fisherman's hut, and we are going to also assign someone to this. That way we can start fishing, getting some more food supply. Because the starting bread is not going to last that long. Alright, some time has passed, and now our hunting camp is all finished up. Although we do not have enough families to really assign somebody to this at the moment, it is nice to have it, but we're going to want to keep one family unassigned in order to keep doing some more construction projects for us, because a more desperate need is the homelessness issue. We have 5 homeless families, and without homes, they will quickly be unhappy and potentially freeze, and worst case, leave the settlement, and we don't want that. So we finally have a few logs, 5 exactly, but I mean, you work with what you get. So this should be enough to at least get us started building some homes for our people. Going to come through here in the residential tab, select Burgage Plot, and each home costs 2 timber to build. So I'm thinking for the first homes, since we're kind of like on the edge here, I'm gonna kind of like face it. Yeah, we're gonna face it this way. And so if you haven't seen Manor Lords before, this is what I was talking about with the flexible plots that you can do. You can make them conform to, yeah, there we go, conform to, different angles and weird organic lots. It's really interesting and fun to mess around with. So here we have 3 burgage plots with 3 backyard extensions with them. I don't quite want that small lots. I'd prefer to have more of a lot this size with a bigger backyard extension, medium sized one, but then also having these extra living space add-ons. That's what this little icon means here. So if you press build, this is going to cost 4 timber because it's 2 plots. You'll see once it builds into this lot how cool it looks. Alright, so we have our first house completed, and so in order to get new families to move in here, you're going to need to have an approval rating above 50% and ample living space for people to move into. So right now we only have 1 home for the 5 families. We're going to need to build 4 more living spaces in order to accommodate them. So because we made the lot the size we did, we have the option to expand the living space for another 2 timber, and this will pretty much just accommodate a whole extra family into this one house. So we're going to go ahead and do that right away. Alright, that took a little while, but now we have a bunch of houses made, and we have a surplus of one house so far. So that means we could get people to move in once we get this approval rating up. Wow. I just love the way that this game looks. I hope we can still grab that tree. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I mean, off to a pretty good start so far. I mean, the next steps, wow, what 100 fish. That's crazy. All right. Let's take the person off the fish and let's go, take a break from the fish, get some meat. You're going to want to diversify your marketplace because if you check out the burgage plots, they are going to want 2 different types of food in order to level them up. So level 2, and that's going to be very important because that's how you're going to get all these unlocked, which are basically your artisans, and it's how you get your blacksmiths, your cobblers, everything that you need. All the good stuff is through that. So yeah, but with that, I mean, we got a pretty good start going for this little like settlement that we built. Just kind of admiring the little landscape that we made. I think it's really going to look really cool having this central marketplace around the houses with the granary and the storage. I think it's going to work out pretty well. I mean, it's like in the center of everything pretty much. Wow. We still have a bunch of fish in here. So yeah, food, wow, I didn't even realize this. This is also rich. And this is. So we're going to have a bunch of food on this playthrough, which is awesome because usually food is a problem, especially early on in the game, but we have a 12-month supply of that, so that is awesome. I think next time we're gonna try to level up some of these burgage plots and unlock some of those special backyard extensions. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun, but for now I think that is going to be it. So thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll definitely keep this going.